feel your head just floating on top of your spine. And just take a moment of Hineni, here I am, here I am. You might notice your surroundings, so just orienting yourself in your space wherever you're choosing to practice today. Just look around and see it as a container for yourself. So just notice the things around you and let that environment hold you for your practice this morning. So we'll close the eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and we will begin to focus on the breath. And as you're breathing in and out, just noticing the depth of your breath. As you breathe in, noticing the movement of your rib cage. What parts of your rib cage are making room for the air to come into the lungs? Do you feel a side-to-side expansion of ribs or front to back? And then drop your attention down toward your belly button, lower belly. And as you breathe, feel the lower belly expand. And as you exhale, use the muscles of your abdominals to squeeze the air out of your lungs. So emptying out completely. And as soon as the lungs are empty, then the breath naturally starts to come in and fill the lungs again. So just working with full inhales and full exhales. The breath brings us home. It helps us to practice teshuvah, returning to the sacred temple of the body. You can keep your eyes closed and breathe naturally, finding a natural rhythm for your breath. Let your hands rest on your thighs or somewhere on your body that feels comfortable. So we're going to begin today with a little study of Shebeirach and dedicate that prayer, that song to people in the world. So the Shebeirach prayer. Shebeirach avotenu mekor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. What stands out for me in this prayer, particularly this morning, is this phrase, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. So we were born and we're blessed with life, and we receive blessings throughout our life. And it is our duty, I feel like our duty, to continue to bless the world with whoever we are meant to be, whatever God gave us, whatever skills, unique gifts, whatever it is we were born with. It's our job to bless the world, to have the courage to make our own lives a blessing, so that when we're not here anymore, we've left a legacy of whatever it is, love, kindness, discovery, whatever it is. So having the courage to do so as well. So rather than holding back, really just getting out into the world, putting ourselves out there to make our lives a blessing for ourselves, for others, through acts of love, justice, and compassion. The second line, Mi Shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And let us say Amen. So many in the world right now are weary and have been working so hard because of COVID-19, our healthcare workers, and the protesters in the world trying to create awareness and racial justice. There's so much going on, and so many people rising up, and they're weary, and I want to pray for them. I want to send them energy and love and support so that they can have a renewal of spirit. And I know some of you might need a renewal of body right now and a renewal of spirit. So just taking a moment to settle in, to really intentionally sing and pray this prayer for ourselves, for the world. Bringing a hand over your heart and a hand over your belly if that feels good for you. Mi Shebeirach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi Shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Take a very big, deep breath. Let it out. Inhale your arms up, overhead, and exhale your hands in prayer right to your heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time. Reaching, breathing, exhaling. Good. Bring your right hand to the floor next to you and reach your left arm up. Get really long. Pull your belly in. Reach up with your fingertips and then lean over to the right without collapsing in the rib cage, really reaching diagonally. Good. Beautiful. Open up that left underarm area. Rotate your chest up a little bit toward the sky. Good. And let's let that arm come down and switch sides. Breathing in the right arm up and side bending to the left. Rooting down through those sits bones as you reach and extend. Good. And bring that hand down. We'll do one more set. Inhaling the left arm up. Exhaling over to the right. Good. Come back to center. Inhale the right arm up. Exhaling over. Good. And back to center. So bring your left hand to your right thigh or knee and your right arm behind you, and just take a little seated twist, looking over the right shoulder. And then twist to the other side. Take some big deep breaths as you're in your twist. Go ahead and switch to the other side again. And last time, over to the other side. And back to center. Good, let's bring the shoulders up and back and down a couple of times. And tilt your right ear to your right shoulder and take a few breaths here. Come back to center, tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. And back up, and then tilt the chin toward the chest. Maybe doing some half circles just to open up the neck muscles. Good. Let's come onto our backs. Bring your yoga strap or something like a strap with you. And we'll lie on our backs and bring the strap around the right foot. Left leg can be bent or extended. If you have a tight neck and when you lie on your back, if the crown of your head is touching the floor and you have a huge gap between your neck and the floor, then put a block under your back of your head or a pillow, like a small pillow, so that you have support. Otherwise, you can lie flat. Relax those arms so that the elbows are resting on the floor and hold the strap gently. And flex your right foot. If your right knee needs to be bent at all, that's totally fine. We're just looking for a little gentle stretch in the back of the leg. You might move the leg around in different directions. So we're actively practicing refuah shlema, the renewal of body and spirit, through this practice of yoga and breathing and prayer. Go ahead and take the straps in your right hand and keeping your belly firm and your left hip on the floor, start to open up your leg out to the right. You can have your knee bent a little if you need to, that right knee. And as you exhale, engage your core and bring your leg back up to center. And then bring it out to the side again. So keep breathing, keep the lower belly engaged. And as you breathe, bring that leg back to center and then out to the side. The next time your leg is out to the side, pause there and feel a stretch, possibly in the inner thigh, groin area. And then bend that right knee a little bit so that you can bring the leg back to center easily. And then hold the straps with your left hand. And keeping your right foot really flexed, start to bring your leg across your body. And how far you go is totally up to you. Some of you might want to go right into kind of a twist. You'll feel it more in your lower back. And then some of you will stop after a foot or so, or maybe even a couple of inches, and you'll feel a stretch in your IT band and your outer thigh and maybe some other places in your leg. And just pause with your foot flexed and really pressing your foot into the strap, like you're elongating that leg. Very nice. Bring your leg back up to center. Go ahead and release your strap. And we'll go right into our figure 4 stretch. So cross your right ankle over your left thigh or knee and hold on to the back of your left thigh and flex both feet. So we want to flex both feet and see if we can get the weight to be right on the center of the sacrum. If you're leaning to one side or the other, just notice that. Notice if you're doing that and if you're able to make an adjustment, or if you're maybe too tight to be able to do that, that's okay. Start to do some ankle rotations. Good. We're going to come out of that twist or that stretch, and you're going to lengthen your left leg to the floor and keep your right knee close to your body. Give it a squeeze. Squeeze the knee in. Compress the hip joint by pulling the leg in. And then take that knee across your body. So you're coming into a gentle twist here. Knee pointing over to the left. You might gaze over your right arm or shoulder. Good. Engage your belly, come back to center. And then straighten out those hips. We're going to take all those stretches to the left side. So bring your strap around the left foot, the arch of the left foot, and then choose your right leg position, straight or bent. Wind that strap around your hands so that you're not having to grip too much, and flex your left foot. And just notice how your leg feels on this side. Take some deep breaths. And start to guide the leg around gently, noticing where you feel tension or where you might feel a little more open and flexible. Relax your jaw. And then take both straps in your left hand, and keeping your right hip stable as possible, you're going to open your left leg out to the side and then bring it back up. And open out to the side, keep your breath flowing, and back up. The next time the leg is open out to the side, go ahead and pause there and breathe. Pull that navel in, bend the knee slightly, and bring it back to center. Switch hands so that you're holding onto the straps with your right hand, and flex your left foot again. Just reflex it and start to bring the leg across the body to the place that works for you today. Keep your breath soft and full. Bend the left knee and bring the leg back to center. Release the strap and come into your figure 4 stretch. Left ankle over right knee or thigh, and flex both feet. So this is our modified pigeon pose. And we want to flex the feet and feel the weight on the sacrum at the very base of the spine. Start to bring in some ankle rotations. Notice how the left hip feels today compared to the right side. Good. We're going to bring the right foot down to the floor. Extend it all the way down and keep your left knee close to your body. You're going to squeeze your left knee in toward your rib cage, or maybe to the side of the rib cage. Create some compression there. So when we do this on both sides, it's really helpful for your digestive system. Give some compression and massage to the large intestine. Good. Now take your right hand and guide your knee across your body. Come into your twist. When you're in your twist, open those arms out nice and wide so you've got some space across the chest. Full deep breaths. Pull the belly in and bring the knee back to center. We're going to go into a psoas stretch today. So get your block. If you don't have a block, you could use a couple of books, something to slide under your hips. And if you're new to the class today and you weren't sure what to bring, blocks are very easy to get a hold of. You can order one on Amazon. You can order a block and yoga strap set, and you'll get 2 blocks and a strap. And that's always a nice way to start with props. And props are amazing. They really help us get into some deep stretches. So we've got the block under the hips, so you're in a modified or a supported bridge. So knees are bent, feet on the floor. And pause here and take a few breaths. This is a nice gentle inversion, bringing blood from the lower body into the heart and lungs and thyroid. So we're going to open up the psoas to help the lower back and to help us from excessive sitting if we've been sitting a lot, or hiking, things like that. So you're going to straighten your left leg first. So just straighten your left leg and keep the heel on the floor. Flex your left foot and press your heel down into the floor. Flex your foot quite a bit. And you're going to feel a stretch through the front of the left hip area and maybe even into the side of the abdominals. It just really depends on your body where you feel it the most. We're getting nice and deep into a very deep hip flexor. Keep actively flexing the foot and pressing the heel into the floor. This might be plenty for you. Or if you're used to this stretch, you can, and you want a little more, you can bring that right knee up toward you and hold onto it and keep flexing the left foot. Try to bring in some belly breaths. So as you breathe, feel the lower belly inflating like a balloon, expanding the muscles of the lower belly. This one's for you, Steve. I know you like it. Or need it anyway. Okay, if you have your right foot up, go ahead and bring it back down to the floor, and then everybody slide your left foot back toward your body. Take a breath here just to integrate. That's a very deep stretch. So take a breath to integrate. And then when you're ready, go ahead and slide your right leg straight with the heel pressing into the floor, flexing the foot. Belly breaths. You can stay just like this, or you can lift your left foot off the floor and try to bring that knee toward you, holding onto the knee. Only if you can keep that right heel on the floor, though. If it starts to fly up, you'll want to go back to the starting position. And inflate the lower belly. When we have healthy psoas muscles, it actually helps contribute to a healthy heart. So we want to open up these deep hip flexors. Okay, if you have your left leg up, go ahead and bring it back to the floor. Slide your right leg back to you. So now you're in your supported bridge pose once again. Take a couple of breaths here. Good. Now press into your feet. Tuck your tush up just a tiny bit. Slide the block out. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a lower back stretch now. So little counter stretch for that hip opener. Rocking side to side. Let's do more ankle rotations. Point and flex your toes. Open the thighs, rock side to side. So just getting that whole lower body nice and warm, bringing some wholeness back to the lower body. And then roll to your side and press yourself up as gently as you can, because we've been on our backs for a while. And come to hands and knees. Modifying as you need to. If you have sensitive knees, anytime we're on our knees, you can always have the option of rolling the back of your mat up to create padding. If you have sensitive wrists or working with chronic conditions, you can always come onto the knuckles of your hands rather than on the palms. And we're going to actually start with a tail wag today. So pull your belly in. We're in tabletop position, so back is flat. And we're going to just wag the tail. So look back at your one foot and then at the other. And we're going to feel, or try to feel, an opening in the rib cage on each side as we side bend. Good. Pause at the center and now pretend you have a hula hoop on your hips. And you're going to start to make circles with your hips. And just imagine that hula hoop is slow motion moving around the hips. And pause and reverse directions. Good. And then pause at the center and start to make your spine into a wave. So rounding the spine, looking down, crown of the head might shine toward the floor. And then arching the back, reaching those sits bones back behind you as you gaze up. Always being cautious if you know you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, please avoid the deep rounding of the back. But the extension or this pose here where you're gazing up is okay. Breathe in when you're in your cow pose. So cow pose is when we're looking up. And if you breathe in, you're going to stretch the diaphragm, give it some extra space. And then exhale, empty out your lungs completely. And now open up your knees and sit back in child's pose. Let your head rest on your hands or the mat or on a block, and extend the arms if you can, or just keep your hands underneath you, whatever feels better. Take a few deep breaths here. In child's pose, take a moment to practice teshuvah, to return to your kavanah, your own intention for practicing this morning. What brought you here this morning? Our kavanot, our intentions, are seeds, and seeds grow into trees. Go ahead and come on up. We're all going to come to the top of the mat standing with block or blocks nearby. If you have a ball, a massage ball, then you can use that as well. If you don't have, you can also use a tennis ball. I'm going to come closer. So this ball is my pink ball. So Roger, I don't know if you have a ball, but you can use a racquetball even, or you can just use your thumbs today and just work on your feet from a seated position. We're going to do a little work on our feet. Or a dog toy. I use a dog ball sometimes. So we'll just start to roll the right foot out. If you're sitting, you can just massage the foot. Give it some attention. So as we work on the feet, the foundation of our body, we support wholeness on multiple levels through the reflex points in Chinese medicine of supporting the organs and the other parts of the body, and also just from a very practical standpoint of getting into those arches, creating space between the bones and the ligaments. Just take another 30 seconds or so just to iron out your right foot or massage the right foot. Good. Let's change over to the left foot and give that some attention. No, it's okay. Just be quiet. Good boy. My vicious watchdog here. Keep massaging the left foot. Okay. Stretch your foot now. Like think of prancing. Think of prancing in place. So you're lifting one heel and the other. Just doing a little prance. You might even stretch. You might prance to the point where you start to curl your toes underneath you and press on the top of each foot. Good. Working on that foundation. Okay, move the ball off to the side if it's on your mat. Stand with your feet hip width apart, and we'll practice a little dynamic balance here. So bend the knees and inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, press the arms back behind you as you bend. Circle sideways. Inhale, come up and onto your toes if you'd like to. Exhale, press back. So you don't have to stay with my pace because everybody's balance is different. You want to do this in a way where you can maintain your dynamic balance. So if you go too slow, you might find that to be a challenge. The breath here is important. Inhaling, reaching up onto the toes. Exhaling, pressing back. I'm breathing out through my mouth just so you can hear the breathing, but normally we would just breathe in and out through the nose. 2 more times. And float the hands down. Good. Open up your stance nice and wide and start doing some standing twists, tapping the chest and the lower back. Really just supporting the chi or the life force, the prana in the body with these twists. Good. Come back to the center here. Let's do our 3 thumps to support our immune system. So fingertips under the collarbone, right? right here, and we're gonna tap, tap, tap. Hi Diana. I have to come close to see who's jumped on. I love seeing you guys. Hi Sarah. Hi Gail. Gail! Yay! Alright, tap, tap, tap. And the chest. Get into the chest. So when we're tapping the chest, we're waking up the thymus, which is important for our immune system, but we're also stimulating these neurolymphatic points. We're getting the lymph moving. And now armpits, right under the armpits, tapping, knocking, massaging, whatever you want to do to get in there. So we'll go back to the tapping of the chest, but we're going to let out our ah sound to support the vagus nerve. Ah, good, good. And then let it out. Shake out your arms. Okay, we're going to do Woodchopper today. So the only thing about Woodchopper I would say is if you have any blood pressure issues, uncontrolled blood pressure, you wouldn't want to go down really low. You want to keep your movement more in the knees and through here. The same with lower back. If you've got lower back stuff, you don't want to hang out here and then lift yourself up, because that's really not going to feel good on your lower back. So if you're doing your Woodchopper, you want to just focus on the knees and just bringing it down without leaning or rounding the back. So I just wanted to go over that proper alignment for that. But we know what the purpose of Woodchopper is, right? We want to find our voice. We want to tap into the strength of our diaphragm, the hara center of our body here, the strength center. And we want to let go of frustration, pent up energy, anything that you've been holding on to this week since I practiced with you last. Let's use this time to just chop it out, just get rid of it. So clasp your hands, breathe in, and let out a ha! Yes? Ha! Ha! Don't be afraid to be nice and loud. Ha! Let the voice come from deep inside, not your throat. Ha! Think about all the things that you just want to cut through. 3 more. Last one. Good. Stand with your feet underneath you in a comfortable fashion. Just take a moment to notice what your body feels like, your energy. Is there any movement your body wants to spontaneously make? You can do that. Just any movement, any energy that's kind of in your body that wants to be released. And if you're not sure, just start to wiggle and jiggle. Just wiggle and jiggle. Get as loose as you can. Shake, shake, shake. Get those knees nice and loose. Let your arms just kind of flop so the movement comes from I don't even know where it comes from. It just feels loose and maybe from deep in the shoulder girdle. But those fingertips and wrists are just along for the ride. Yes, just like that, everybody. You might let your neck get soft, your mouth, your jaw. You could do a little bouncing, jostling that way with some sound. Making sound, it doesn't have to be a song. Really, really frees up energy, emotional energy, physical energy. Good. And when you're ready, pausing. Good. All right, let's take Warrior One pose. So we're going to have our right knee or foot forward. That back leg, we're going to turn the back leg in just a little bit. So our foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Arms are up. Think about rotating through the waist rather than through the hips. So the waist is rotating to the front, the knee is bent. Big breath in. So the shoulders are nestled down away from the ears. So we'll take humble warrior. So cautious with the lower back here. You want to have your core engaged. We're going to breathe in and then exhale, breathe out, and press those arms back, kind of like that little rocking motion we started with today. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Those palms press up toward the sky. Again, inhale. And exhale, we're going to pause in our humble warrior. Now your palms can be pressed up to the sky, or you can try to clasp your hands. I know maybe some of you would want to do that. You can. We're going to pause right here and take a couple of breaths. Suck that belly in. Keep it nice and tight. Good. Build the heat in the body, and then inhale, reach up. Hands to your heart. Okay, we are going to step the back foot forward and shake it out and come right into that second side. Warrior one. So checking in with your breath, noticing if it feels strained at all, if you're breathing in a like jagged way, or if you're holding your breath. So you want to listen to the breathing, feel the breathing. The breathing will always point you to the state of your mind, the state of your body. So we want to help to soften the breath. And from a soft place, we will bow forward in our humble warrior. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow forward, keeping the belly engaged. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Last one, exhale, bow forward. You're going to pause in your humble warrior. Your back is flat, your chest is open, you're gazing straight down at your mat. Lots of work for that front leg. And then inhale, come on up. Beautiful, hands to your heart. And then step your back foot to meet your front. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, let it all go. So you're going to bend forward. Use your block if you need to. If the floor is out of your reach or just barely within your reach, you're going to want to have your block close to your feet. Your knees can bend if you need to. And just release the weight of your head, your upper body. Good. And then look up and reach your arms out to your sides and come up with a flat back. Hands to your heart. Good. Let's do, we haven't done triangle, I don't think, since we've started the Zoom yoga classes. So let's do triangle as a like a setup for tree pose, having a nice open tree pose. So you're going to open up your legs. Right foot's going to be your forward foot. And the legs are straight. And go ahead and bring your block either to the inside of your right ankle or the outside. It's up to you. So legs are straight. Arms are going to come out to the sides. You're gazing over your right arm. And we're going to heat up the core first. So I want you to just lean, slide your arms like you're reaching over those right toes. And with your belly engaged, you're going to pull back, hips and shoulders aligned. And then lean, lean, lean. Reach over those toes. And then slide back. So we're getting into the obliques here. One more time, we're going to lean, lean, lean over to the side. And now just move the hands into your triangle pose. So fingertips fingers might hold the block. Some of you might just touch your shin. But looking at not leaning and hanging and really using the support beneath your hand as like a crutch, but more just a support. And breathe. So you feel your core working here. And as you blow out, lift yourself up. And you're set up for warrior two. So bend that front knee and just sink into your warrior two. Bring the tips of your shoulder blades together. Look over your right arm. Gorgeous, beautiful. And bring your hands together. Good. We're going to switch sides. So I'm simply going to just rotate my feet the other direction. Bring my block with me. So we're getting into these inner thighs. The heel, the front heel might line up with the back arch. Arms are open like wings. Start to slide your fingertips to pass over those left toes and then come on up. Good. Slide, lean, and come up. And slide, lean, and go as far as you can. And then when you can't go any farther, then pivot those arms. Find your support. So the block, if you're using it, is just an extension of your arm. So you want to imagine that two arms are on one here. Rotate that chest upward. Squeeze the belly in. And as you breathe out, float yourself back up. And bend the left knee or whatever knee you're bending and come into your warrior two. Float the hands to the heart. Good. And then step your feet together. Right under your hips. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, dive forward. Release it, let it all go. Look up, reach out, reach up. Hands to the heart. Good. We'll go right into tree pose. Standing on the left foot, feel free to use a chair or a wall or anything for support. The right foot gets to choose where it's going to place. Just not on the knee joint, please. So choose a spot that you can press your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. If you're like me and you have thick carpet and a mat, it's a little wobbly, so it's nice to be on a hardwood floor for this, but that's not really life, right? We gotta just find our balance where we find ourselves standing. Hands can be wherever you want them to be. I have mine at my heart, but you can reach out with your branches if you want. Breathe, see if you can find a spot to gaze that is not moving. Gently release and shake out that standing leg. And with your right foot, toes pointed forward, go ahead and come into your second side. The more you press the foot and leg together, the more stable the trunk of your tree will feel. Feel your shoulders resting or stabilizing over the hips, so they're just sitting on top. Remembering the breath leads the body. Good. Let's release out of our tree. Very nice. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale and just float yourself down to your seat. We'll take Baddha Konasana. So 2 blocks is nice to have here, but not necessary. If you want to use them for under your knees, or you can use pillows. We're going to bring those feet together, close together. You choose the distance that your feet are from your body. And This will be more of a passive stretch, so we're going to let the belly be really soft and just let the whole back and chin rest toward the chest and the back round, and see where you land, and just let yourself move softly in this pose. So leaning from side to side might get some stretches in the lower back. You might be tight and feel it all the way into your neck. Just noticing what you feel. You're going to press into your hands to help you come up, and then extend your legs. Extend the legs and point those toes up to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Bring your fingertips behind you. So my fingertips are pointed toward my body, and I'm going to take a little opening, a back bend here. So I'm opening the chest and gazing up. Stretching through the chest, maybe even the fingertips, and release. Good. We are going to come onto our backs. So bring with you anything you need for Shavasana, blocks, eye pillows, blankets, that kind of thing. We're going to come to the back and take your inversion of choice. The easiest inversion is a supported legs up pose. So just like we started in bridge, supported bridge with the block under the hips, except for now you're going to bring your legs up in a way that takes pressure off your abdominals. So you want to keep your feet kind of over your head so that you don't work your core here. Otherwise, any inversions that you like to practice, that you're feeling competent in, go ahead and take the next 2 minutes to get that circulation coming back to the heart and the lungs and the brain. Gently coming out of your inversion. If you have a block under you, go ahead and remove it and hug your knees into your chest and take a moment or two to practice any other stretches that your body might need. They don't have to be traditional yoga poses. Your body is wise and it knows what you need. So take another minute or two to give yourself those last minute stretches, activities, or if you're ready to go right into Shavasana, then by all means, please feel free to do that. When you hear the bell, you'll know that we're settling officially into Shavasana. Inviting the body to begin to release. Letting the muscles relax. Feel your muscles just melting over the bones of your body, just softening and letting go. Allow the muscles of your face to soften, the place between your eyebrows, your jaw, your tongue and throat softening, your shoulders and arms, the palms of your hands warm and relaxed, your chest and belly, your back, relaxing, letting go. Your hips and legs, releasing. Your feet, your toes, everything softening into a place of regeneration, to receive refuah shlema. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Thus it has been said, Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. bring a hand to your heart and a hand over your belly and take a big deep breath. Ask your body, your spirit, your heart, ask yourself what you need today to support your own wholeness. What's one thing you can do today to support Refuah Shlema? And as you're ready, rising up to a seated position with your hands at your heart. Please join me in our call and response closing prayer. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have a voice. May all beings be heard and respected. May all beings be loved. May it be so. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shalom.